So, Iron Banner's going on inside of Destiny right now, and with it, it brings 8 weapons that we can grind for. But the point of this video is to look at these weapons and decide, are they actually worth farming? At least in PvE. If you're here for PvP, not the right video. Getting straight into it, we are starting with one of the quote-unquote new weapons, Dark Decider. It's a 720 RPM arc auto rifle with lackluster perks. In PvE, the only thing you're really looking at is Subsistence Volt Shot, and that's counterintuitive because Volt Shot doesn't proc off of Subsistence. And outside of that, you have like auto-loading holster, I guess. Not a great gun, wouldn't farm for it. Moving on, we have Gunnora's Axe, which is an arc slug shotgun. It's got some interesting perks, and it really reminds me of First and Last Out. So if you wanted to go that route, you could do auto-loading holster, Vorpal weapon, and have quite literally a duplicate of First and Last Out if you never got that way back when. Other than that, you also have Volt Shot, which could be interesting, but I'm not sure how potent it actually is on a slug shotgun that you're likely only going to use for major clear, or in that rare case, boss damage. But all things considered, if you need an auto-loading Vorpal slug, this is a perfect gun to get. Moving on from the, again, quote-unquote new Iron Banner weapons, we have Roar of the Bear, a solar rocket launcher, but its perks aren't great. In the left column, the only thing I'm really looking at is demo or field prep, because in the right, you have lasting impressions and Vorpal, but what you really want is explosive light, and this just doesn't have that. So, probably not worth your time. Next, we've got Frontier's Cry, or as many know it, the Chode, a solar 180 RPM hand cannon, which already kind of puts it pretty low on the want list. For perks, it's got, I'd say, Adaptive Munitions 1 for all. That could be good. Or maybe Rapid Hit Kill Clip. It's a 180. You're going to be like shooting BBs. So, again, another weapon you could probably skip on. Now we've got a kind of interesting one. The high impact arc fusion rifle, the Wizened Rebuke. So it's a slow firing one, which generally doesn't feel great in PvE, but you could get, on this one specifically, Subsistence Successful Warm-Up for some weird ad clear shenanigans. Usually when people use fusion rifles for ad clear, they tend to go Reservoir Burst, but with this one, there might be something you can do with that. Outside of that, you could probably do Subsistence Vorpal or Under Pressure Vorpal for some DPS type stuff, kind of similar to Cartesian Coordinate, but I don't really know how potent that would be. Moving on to the Void Lightsaber. Swords aren't super meta right now, but this one does have some funky stuff we should look at. So outside of Relentless Strikes Frenzy or Relentless Strikes 1 for all, you could do an interesting ad clear thing with Tireless Blade and Chain Reaction, so that every other kill you get, it gives you ammo back, or maybe Wellspring Chain Reaction for some energy regeneration. But if you're not going to use a sword for ad clear, like most people won't, you're going to want to stick to probably just Relentless Strike Frenzy for that consistent damage buff. Next, we've got the Kinetic 300 RPM Sidearm, Allied Demand, which its perk combinations are okay, with things like Rapid Hit Kill Clip or Subsistence Frenzy. So, not a bad gun, but I do have one personal gripe with this weapon, and that is, if you use it, you might notice that the muzzle rises so much you can barely see what you're firing at. But on paper, perks aren't bad. Probably worth picking up. And finally, at the end of our list, we have the Hero's Burden, which is another 900 RPM Void SMG. And for the perks on this one, you have Feeding Frenzy Kill Clip, and that's about it. But also, I know you have a funnel web, so just go use that. Don't worry about this one. You really don't need it. So that's all the weapons from Iron Banner this season. Again, Iron Banner is happening right now at the recording of this video, but it'll also happen a couple more times during the season. And have you decided, is it worth farming? Of course, there's also the armor tied to it too, which the stats are pretty good, honestly, when they drop, but it also costs a lot to focus into armor from Saladin, and there's better options like farming dungeons or the helm. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to continue doing this loot evaluation for certain activities. But really, truly, thank you for watching. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, and that's truly incredible. Thank you guys for your support. I think that's all for me, so I hope to see you around.